Good evening. Breaking news tonight in Utah County. More than 200 homes are evacuated right now after a large fire broke out in Mapleton.
Yeah, the Ether Hollow Fire, as it's called, has now burned 1,000 acres. Officials say it was caused by target shooting. Here is a look at the areas under evacuation orders tonight. The Grindstone community, Hobble Creek Canyon, Maple Canyon, and Whiting Campground. An evacuation shelter has been set up at Mapleton City Hall. And we do have live team coverage for you this evening on the fire and our dramatic change in weather out there.
Kevin is tracking the change in the heavy winds moving in right now that could pose problems for fire crews. But we begin with news specialist Andrew Adams with the latest on the firefight. Andrew?
Deanie, the flames have been huge at times. The wind has been unpredictable, to say the least, and this fire has spread quickly. Before 6:30, it was only 3 acres. Now it's over 1,000 acres. And we just learned a couple of minutes ago the entirety of Hobble Creek Canyon has been evacuated. So the evacuation total, now 211 homes. I'm joined by Fire Information Officer Caitlin Webb. And Caitlin, I mean, this has been quite the firefight, and the conditions have been pretty rough, I'd say.
It has. Firefighters are challenged by those strong winds that you mentioned. It's also steep terrain, and they have a lot of homes that are threatened to think about.
Where would you say these homes are situated in relation to where the fire's burning?
I can't tell you exactly how close the fire perimeter is to the homes, but those homes have been evacuated as a precautionary measure, and firefighters are doing everything they can to keep the fire away from those communities.
How are you expecting the weather to perform overnight? Obviously, we've got a significant change coming, but what's the expectation with the winds, and how is this going to be fought over the next several hours?
We are expecting strong winds. We're also expecting a wind shift. All of our fire crews are well aware of that, and we're making operational plans with that information in mind. We've got heavy equipment working on the fire, as well as engines and crews. So no aircraft overnight. We won't get their support until we have some daylight, but a lot of fire personnel out there working really hard. There's about 80 assigned to the fire tonight.
As you said, and as we mentioned off the top of the newscast, sounds like target practice was to blame for the start of this fire. What would firefighters have to say about that right now, and just the conditions at hand?
We need the public's help preventing these type of unnecessary fires. It's really dry in Utah statewide. We've set some records with how dry fuels are. It's not the conditions to be target shooting anywhere near dry vegetation. It's very easy for it to ignite, and as this fire showed, it grew very quickly.
Extremely active situation, but of course the question here on everybody's minds is, when do we get to go home? Any kind of answer for them yet?
Obviously, we're working as hard as we can to get everybody back in their homes as soon as we can. Our main priority is making sure we secure the fire line, and we're going to let people back in as soon as it's safe, but we can't give an estimate on that.
All right, Caitlin Webb, appreciate the time. Thanks so much. Fire Information Officer Caitlin Webb, we're here on scene in Mapleton. We'll continue to keep an eye on this fire. Again, over 1,000 acres, more than 200 homes evacuated. We'll keep an eye on it all night and have an update tomorrow morning on KSL 5 News. But for now, back to the studio.
All right, Andrew, and I also wanted to add, we just learned that FEMA has announced that they will authorize funds to help fight this fire. So hopefully that will help, along with any good luck in the weather tonight. Andrew, thanks.